Praise be Jesus Christ, young man. I'm sorry to bother you, but I must stop you for a moment. Can I have a word?
What do you want from me?
I'm the Royal Collector, and I want you to pay your duty.
What duty?
The King's duty. Now come here and don't delay. What are you still waiting for? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Matthew, the King's Chief Customs Collector. I collect dues on trading routes.
Ah, I've been looking for you.
Is that so? Why would that be?
The Dry Devil sent me.
That old bastard is still alive. I thought he'd been executed a long time ago.
He's free again, thanks to us. He's getting his old band together, so they sent me looking for you.
That's so very sweet of him. So he whistles and I should come running to him like a good boy.
So, you don't want to come back then?
For the record, I have nothing against the devil, but I don't want to stick my neck out for fuck all anymore. I'm doing well for myself as my own master. The past is past.
And you're content with robbing poor souls by the road?
Ah, you are quite wrong there. I'm a customs collector, and it's still better than being with the devil.
You're just a lowly thief. At least the devil fights for the king.
How? By looting and pillaging? The only difference is I'm doing it for myself and he's doing it for others. Although he also takes pride in his fame.
You don't understand. How could you? The devil is a nobleman. Things are dealt with differently by them.
That's rich coming from you. Anyway, you can tell the devil that I thank him for his offer, but after careful consideration, I'm choosing to be a free tradesman.
Well, all right.
Since you're already here, did you pay the duty?
What are you talking about? What duty?
What do you think? To the king! I am His Majesty's Chief Customs Collector.
Aye, and I'm Emperor Charles.
So where's the payment? A royal customs collector's time is precious.
What customs collector? You're just a bandit.
Peace all difference. Those who have, give. Those who don't, take. Cough up!
I'm not giving you anything.
We'll take it ourselves then.
That's a very poor decision. Have you grown tired of living?
You don't know who you're dealing with.
I could say the same thing.
Fuck! You know what? Forget it.
Happily.
I'm not heartless either. Just so you know. If you want to learn something for the right price, I'll teach you.
All right. How can I find you?
We camp in the woods by the hill near Visoka. It will probably take you a while to find it first. Now get out of here. And give my regards to the devil. Or maybe not.
Here you go. Take it.
Quiet. Go away.
Sit. Stay.
Jay.
Come here!
Such violence. Does anyone live like that?
This is unbelievable. You have a kind master, eh, Musa? Filthy vermin.
More than my own wife.
Greetings, my friend.
Would you...
What game?
Court...
Let's...
You've never betrayed me.
Maybe you're not playing for the first time, but you can't beat me.
We're fucked.
And you look like you can't count to 5. It's a good thing you don't throw like that all the time.
What are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
What do you mean?
Your money? You spent it all on pussy, brother.
Enough!
Only on
I'm stopping!
pussy, I said.
I simply can't believe it!
You want to go?
What can I do for you?
Can I spend the night? I'll pay you.
Forgive me.
That doesn't matter. Let's agree.
Look. Thank you.
Where can I speak?
Behind the tavern, there's a shed next to the barn.
What's going on?
Martha, the wife of our blacksmith here, came complaining a while ago. She arranged a job for her old man, but he doesn't like it. He won't even let his apprentice do it. And it's a pity you weren't here earlier. There was a fight.
Some drunks had a fight.
No, that's just the point. A bunch of brutes laid into a lad. I think they were after him. If I hadn't called the bailiff, he could have ended up a lot worse.
And you don't know why they beat him up?
You'll have to ask him yourself. He wouldn't tell me anything. He acted like nothing had happened.
And who was the lad?
A hired hand from Visoka, a village up the hill. I think his name is Pavel.
Thanks.
There are also bands of vagrants wandering around here, so something will definitely happen sooner or later.
Right here.
Not yet, but people are already afraid to stick their noses out at night, especially after that fight with those blokes from Prague.
What happened?
They were acting like they owned the place, drinking and eating like pigs. Our lads told them politely to take a walk, and they did too, but not before beating our lads up like dogs. And what did the bailiff do? Not a thing. He's an old yellow belly. So now the lads are practicing fighting with their bare hands, so it won't happen again. All in secret, of course. And that's about it.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper. The bailiff doesn't know anything about the fights.
He suspects something. That's why he often sits in here and listens to all that's going on.
Could I take part in these fights too?
But of course. My son runs them. He's the strongest one here and he loves to brag about it. I can't listen to it anymore. If you beat that lout, I'll give you something on the tavern's tab. What do you say?
Why not try it? I'm in. We can start right away.
They meet in the pen behind the inn, so they won't be seen. Tell them I sent you. But don't let the bailiff catch you. He'd give you a hard time, and me too.
I know about your son already, but tell me about the others.
They're hired hands, just like him. Venza is the son of a farmer, and Pascal is from the blacksmiths.
I'm certain I'll get on with Pascal. We're in the same trade.
You're a blacksmith too? Well, that'll be a right hammering then.
Thanks. What's going on?
I haven't, and you won't.
Good doggy. Good boy.
What will it be?
Where can I spend...
Behind the tavern, there's a shed next to the barn. You can sleep. God bless.
Greetings.
I heard about the local fight club.
If you have to ask. But if you don't plan on taking part, don't even ask. We don't need any gawkers.
The innkeeper sent me. He said I could fight too. I'm Henry.
Aha. Well, that's another story. I'm Venza. I'll fight with you first.
Should we go and bash...
Why wouldn't we? How about a little wager to spice...
That sounds good.
Now that's... Oh, come on! The devil take... Well, you just...
You know...
I've got more than enough time.
What brought you to fighting?
Well, I don't rightly know. It seems better than drinking or whoring.
Oh, so girls and drinking aren't your thing?
Not really. I'm happier at the forge.
The bailiff doesn't like the fighting much. Why didn't you just stop?
I'd stop going right away. But Marcus always drags us into it. And if someone doesn't feel like it, he tells everyone what a chicken he is.
You're just asking for trouble.
Do you think so? Trying to tell Marcus that.
Should we fight?
That's why you're here. Now we just need...
Here it is.
Thanks. Well, I can see I'm better off you.
Oh, come on. You're strong. The rest can be learned.
Here you go.
What does the innkeeper say about these fights of yours?
Not much. What?
He's afraid you'll get into trouble. You beat the wrong bloke just once, and that's it.
What do you know about it?
I once fought with a nobleman.
No bloody way. And how did you enjoy the pillory? Did they give you a proper whipping?
I swear, it's true. And the punishment I got was far worse. I'm still acting as a squire for that whelp.
At least you have a story to tell in the tavern. Not everyone can boast that.
Shall we fight?
No need to ask twice. And how about a bet? I'll take it. Didn't see that one? Come and get it. Don't laugh too hard. I'll wipe that smile off your face. Don't laugh too hard. I'll wipe that smile off your face. Come and get it. Good fight.
I learn from experience. It hurts, sometimes a lot.
Aye, I get you. I concede. Here you go. And don't forget to go and see Father. He always has...
I'll be right with you.
How can I help you?
Greetings to you.
I defeated your fighters.
I heard. You're Henry from Scullets, aren't you? I've heard a lot.
Gossip spreads fast.
Well, if you're looking for a real challenge, look for it at the cemetery in Kuttenberg at night. You might be able to find someone to meet your match there.
What, do I have to fight with corpses? Or do the dead rise from the grave?
Use your head a bit. You'll figure it out.
What's going
I haven't... And you...
You help, sir. Come and get some fresh mushrooms.
Good doggy. Good boy.
Hand here.
Greetings.
You look troubled. Is there anything I can help you with?
You're very kind, but I need someone who knows their way around a smithy. I need to get a few horseshoes made and deliver them. They were supposed to be done yesterday.
Well, why don't you ask the blacksmith? It's his job, after all.
It's not so simple. The horseshoes are for the soldiers camped on the hill, and my Marosh, well, he sees them as traitors who are conspiring with foreign scum.
I see. You don't agree?
Young fella, if I was choosy about who I sell things to, I wouldn't have a groschen to my name. These are troubled times, and my husband doesn't understand that pride won't fill your stomach.
Well, making horseshoes is no great art. Can't your apprentice do it?
Our Pascal, my old man's forbidden it. Whenever a soldier comes here to the forge, Maroche sends Pascal packing. He messed up once. If he broke the rules again, he'd probably have to find another trade.
Oh, great. It just so happens I'm a blacksmith, and I'd be glad to help you.
Really? Well, then you've been sent from heaven.
So, how many of those horseshoes do you need?
Well, if you manage to make horseshoes for 2 horses, I'd be forever grateful to you. I'll pay, of course. Take care now.
Greetings.
What's new around here, blacksmith?
That soldier who recently offered us work comes to mind. He was looking for a blacksmith and saying some pretty suspicious things. I don't want to get involved with any soldiers from Sigismund's camp, but if you really need money, try going to see him. Alas, that's all I know.
All right, thank you. I'll look into it. Martha says she needs to have something forged.
Let me guess. Horseshoes for that rabble from the camp, eh? God damn it. I'd rather go broke than do anything for that lot.
So there's a military camp on the other side of the hill here. But that doesn't mean you'll lose your livelihood. You have a wife, a farm, and an apprentice on top of it. I'm sure you can use every groschen.
Well, there's some truth to that. But how would I look? A band of those Pragas beat up our boys in the tavern. Even Pascal got a pasting.
Then I'll forge them. At least you'll have a clear conscience.
Well, all right then.
What about the materials? If those horseshoes are needed in a hurry, I don't want to waste time scavenging for iron.
Indeed. Here you go. That should do for 2 sets.
halfway there.
Have a kind, master. Eh, mutt?
That looks good. Now just to temper it. Well, I'm about halfway done. Just a bit more, and I'll be done. Finally. gonna need some more work.
What do you need, sir?
Here are those horseshoes. 2 sets, just as we agreed.
These will do just fine. Such a young, hard-working, talented fella you are. Too bad I'm not a few years younger.
You mentioned something about payment?
Here you go. You won't buy a castle for it, but good work calls for good pay. Now, someone just needs to bring the horseshoes to Victoria. Would you do that for me? This backache of mine.
Who's this Victoria?
A girl from the village. She's a bit different. But deep down, a good girl.
Different? What do you mean?
She's had a hard life. Her husband... She does odd jobs for the villagers here to make a living. Sometimes I send her up to the soldiers with our goods. Why would I drag myself up that hill when she's got young legs and likes going up there anyway?
Fine. Which house?
It's not far at all. Just cross the... God bless you, sir.
Pissing down again.
Hey, you! Have you done something I should know about?
Don't worry. I'm a saint.
You'd better be.
Victoria, I bought you horseshoes from Martha. Victoria? You here? Christ, so much blood. What happened here? I have to tell Martha.
Be careful. It's not safe here.
I brought Victoria those horseshoes, and
What? What do you mean?
The house was empty, and in the hearth room next to the bed, I found a puddle of blood. It hadn't even dried yet.
Jesus Christ! What if she's been... No,
It might not be too late. Do you have any...
I don't know. Really?
Did Victoria have problems with anyone from the village? Did anyone want to hurt?
No, definitely not. Good God. She was... I mean, she is a good girl. Although,
Can you think of anyone?
sometimes there's talk about how she lives alone.
Who's bothered by her living alone?
Things are a little different, you see. She lost her husband some time ago. A young widow, actually. Naturally, a few fellas were fawning over her. There was one in particular, but he got the boot. But he'd never hurt her. He might be a loudmouth, but he's harmless.
Who's this mystery man, then?
I won't say. If word got out that I accused someone, we might as well just...
Well, I'm not about to go blabbing about it in the tavern. I just need to know where to start looking for Victoria.
Fine. But you didn't hear this from me. Farmer Kuba was pretty keen on her. And he wasn't going to give up easy. Last time, he tried to flatter her by giving her a headscarf. But Victoria knew it had belonged to his dead wife. So she told him to sod off. The whole village was laughing at him. He's a bitter old man. But would he hurt her? I don't think so.
Huh? Jealousy's a...
Well, that's true, too. So go and ask him yourself. He lives with his children and his housekeeper in that big house behind the smithy. He's always wearing a bright red coat and a hat with a feather in it. You're certain not to miss him, but not a peep about what I told you.
Don't worry. I'll take that secret to the grave. Why would anyone be bothered about how Victoria makes her living? As long as she's...
Well, not everyone was happy that she brings our goods up to the camp. Once, someone even drew something very ugly on our door because of it. But what's that poor girl supposed to do without a man? There's a war, and we all need to make a living.
Who did she go and see at the camp? Who might know more about her?
Mainly their blacksmith. She brings goods up there every 2 or 3 days. He's certain to remember her. So tell them at the gate that you're bringing something from the smithy. They'll let you in.
Is there anything else you can think of before I go?
I've already told you every...
Welcome. What can I do for you?
You're Cuba, the farmer, right?
Aye, I am. What do you want?
I'm looking for Victoria, and I thought you might know where to find her.
Why should I, of all people, know?
Victoria's not at home or anywhere else in the village. She's vanished.
A pity.
Would you happen to know anything about that?
Huh. Maybe she moved to the camp on the hill for good. She was hanging around with them soldiers. Maybe she's doing it with them cumin bastards too. So they decided to keep her up there.
You can't be serious. She could be injured somewhere, or even worse. And you're glad?
What goes around comes around. I have a clean conscience. To hell with that silly goose.
Why don't you just admit the girl was a real thorn in your side? And that you were jealous as hell. An old dog wanted some young meat, but ended up with a nibble, eh?
Listen, you prick. What the fuck are you trying on me? Who the hell do you think you are? You'd better take that back while you still have teeth.
You're pissed off that she preferred someone else over you, eh? You waited for her, and...
Enough! You've been asking for a beating, so here it comes! You're in for an ass-kicking, you piece of shit!
What?
I
Stop
yield!
beating him.
Mercy!
So, had enough already?
Yeah. And I really don't know. Maybe she just decided village life wasn't...
What soldier? You're telling me this now?
I heard someone came across her up there in the forest while she was having a rendezvous with some fun. But I really don't...
All right.
Go! 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 God! Go! 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 Ka! Go! Quick!
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow.
Oi, you! Come here! Where do you think you're going?
Into the camp, of course.
Oh, aye. They can't wait to see you. Look here. No strangers are allowed in, so turn around and sod off back to the pile of dung you crawled out of.
The Miskovitz blacksmith sent me with some horseshoes. He said they'd come in handy in the camp.
All right, you can go in, but no messing about.
Greetings. You've...
Would you help me out? I'm looking for someone.
That depends. Who are you looking...
Victoria. A girl from Miskovitz. They send her up here with goods from the smithy.
You'll have to ask the blacksmith. The smithy is opposite the entrance in the upper part of the camp. If you don't see it, you'll hear it at least. You can't miss the banging of the hammer.
Thanks a lot.
See you later.
Can I ask you something?
You complain? What happened?
What? No, I'm not making a complaint. Why should I?
I chief of soldiers and I hear only complain and more complain. Always. Take your hands. They scare children, horse trample cabbage, and eat carrot. This country full of complaining and whining.
I'm not complaining about anything.
That good. You real man.
Hei! Pana koponia! A fenébe! Nem érek rá egész nap! Ja!
What would you like, sir?
What do you have for...
What can you do, sir? Maybe next time, then.
Service is kind of slow today.
Good doggy. Good boy. Good afternoon.
I heard you have some work for a blacksmith.
I do. But you'd have to manage more than pounding out. How important is it for you when working to not get dirty?
Let's just say I sometimes get a little dirt under my nails, if you get my meaning.
Very good. Let's cut to the chase then. I need you to bring me something, so that the owner of that thing does not notice you have borrowed it. Interested?
First, I want to know exactly what you want me to do.
As I said, I need you to bring me something. Nobody must...
Yeah, I understand that. But what do I have to get?
Basan, one of the cumin dogs around here, has recently acquired a very lovely sword. He got it as ransom for some knight he took captive during the conquest of Kuttenberg. You yourself must admit that such a weapon has no business being in the filthy paws of those pagans, when they don't even know how to use it. Now, if I had a sword...
But humans aren't pagans.
What are you saying?
I'm telling you. They're Christians, just like you and me. Did you ever speak with them?
Do you think I understand their tongue? And that doesn't change anything anyway. I want that sword and that's the end of it.
So what do you need a blacksmith for?
You know, I'd hate for Basan to notice his sword is gone. Can you imagine what that cumin vermin would do to me? But if you could get a good look at it, you could bring it to me and leave Basan with a replica.
A replica?
Of course. Made of some soft iron, with coloured glass instead of gemstones. Just for looks. Basan won't notice the difference anyway. What do you say?
Fine. I'm in. Where can I find this Basan?
Here in the camp, naturally. You'll go to the tournament enclosure, and on the left, behind it, you'll find his tent. It's white with green trim along the top.
That sounds fairly easy.
That may be, but you don't need to dawdle. Run along, and watch out for Basan. It was good to see you, my friend.
unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Hail Mary.
Greetings. What would you like?
What's a priest doing in a military camp?
Whatever he can, my son. Whatever he can.
Do you serve mass like other...
I serve mass and give blessings just like my brothers in churches, and I can also officiate at marriages and administer... I reckon you can guess which is more common here.
Do you care for the wounded? Priests and monks...
Nothing like that. We have blacksmiths and bathmaids for that here. And if something happens to the nobles, we have good surgeons. And then there's that learned foreigner. Bah!
Who's the foreigner?
His name is Musa, and he says he comes ex-Africa. You can't miss him. He's as different from us as a man can be.
Does something seem strange about him to you?
That foreigner may understand medicine, but he worships a foreign god. He prays to him on the ground several times a day. He doesn't drink ale, only rarely eats meat, yet he can't keep his eyes off our women.
Do you take part in the fighting?
Vivere militare est. But no, I'm a chaplain, not a warrior. But no matter if you're a beggar or a lord, there's no way to escape the horrors. And in a place like it's easy for people to forget about God, or at least start.
Do you serve King
I serve our Lord. But the king sometimes calls on me for
What could the king possibly have to confess?
You don't actually expect me to tell you that, do you? That's between me, the king, et Domine Noster. God be with you.
Thy word, Hail Mary. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Hail Mary. Pray for us.
I will tell you the amazing things I've seen and experienced. In the south, I saw a land without end, all covered in sand.
At your service, sir.
A tankard of ale, thanks.
Damn it.
There I saw some strange water monks who have fins instead of legs and fleshy cows on their heads. If you want to hear more, give me a groschen or two. I won't even turn down a bit of soup.
What are you here for, friend?
Does the name Victoria mean anything to you?
No. Should it?
She's a girl from Miskovitz. I heard she comes up here to sell things.
Ah, I know who you mean. Aye. There's a girl who shows up here every now and again. I'm no good with names, but Victoria sounds familiar.
How well did you know her?
We'd occasionally exchange a few words. I know she was sent here by people from the village, because they didn't dare come up here. A young girl all by herself, can you imagine? She slaved for half of Miskovitz, so she had at least something to eat. Poor girl.
Do you know where she is now? She's gone missing, and I don't want anything bad to happen to her.
May God protect her, but I can't help you. She knew Black from the provisioning unit the best.
Where can I find this soldier Black?
He's lying in the infirmary. He's got gut ache, and you can hear him howling halfway across the camp.
Thanks. I'll go and look for him. Show me. How's the...
That's almost... fine. Thank you, sir. Come again.
Christ almighty. Are you alright, sir?
Here we go again.
It's just that you look...
Muscular, wise, wealthy.
I'm sorry, sir. I just wasn't expecting it. I didn't mean it badly.
I know very well what you meant. I have had this conversation at least 100 times. Have you never heard of Prester John or the Christian Kingdom of Axum?
Yes. Our parish priest talked about that.
Tell me then, how the people in those stories are described. Not exactly like you. Am I right?
But I thought that was just...
So you see, it is not. Musa of Mali is my name. Scholar, explorer, and physician. I run the camp infirmary.
My name is Henry, sir.
Welcome then, Henry. Do you need anything?
You said you're an explorer?
I did indeed. From Timbuktu, I went to Holy Mecca. From the Emirate of Granada to Venice. and from there to the court of Sultan Bayezid of the Osmans, until I ended up at the court of King Sigismund.
Where is this Mali? And what's it like?
Similar to your country, yet completely different. You mine silver, we gold. But in our country, it would never happen that we allow foreigners into our mines. Overall, it is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey. And we treat women with greater respect and set great store by learning.
Well, it's not all that bad here, though, is it?
I admit that there are some things I envy you for. Like what you can do.
And how do you like Bohemia?
Do you want to hear the truth? Or should I praise it to high heaven?
The truth. You don't need to spare my feelings.
Then, all I can say is that this muddy hill is about the only thing I have seen of your country. And that has not made much of an impression on me. But there is still time. Perhaps I will have the good fortune to see more beautiful sights.
What is Mecca like? I've heard people from all over the world go there.
Mainly followers of the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Praise be his name. But the journey is dangerous. I was robbed and arrived in the city as a pauper. Fortunately, I was helped by a couple of my compatriots. But even so, I did not spend long there. Let us say that I was foolish then, and foreign customs took me by surprise. I went to Cairo, where I learned geography and law, so that I would be better prepared the next time. But I never went back to Mecca.
Why not?
I would rather not talk about this, my friend. All I can say is that there are a few rich men and their beautiful wives who I do not want to meet again.
You were in Granada? Where is that?
Go west from here until you reach the sea. Then south to a place called Peninsula Iberica. But I would not go there if I were you. The magnificent Alhambra Palace is forbidden to Christians like you. It is a pity in any case. Such a beautiful and rich country, yet...
Blood?
Yes. Sultan Muhammad must constantly repel attacks from the north. That is why I started studying physics, in fact. I wanted to make an impression on the Sultan because swords and cannons are... Let others cut off heads. I can sew them back on.
Where is Venice, in fact?
You do not know, my friend? Educate yourself a little. It is not far from here. Remember that learning is like a garden. If you do not tend it, it cannot... Venice is an incredible city that floats on the sea, like a huge stone ship. People from all over the world go there to trade. I helped them as a translator, especially for Christian envoys from Ethiopia on a pilgrimage to Rome. If only you could have seen their glorious arrival in the city. Their procession stretched from the port to the city center, and they had live leopards as a gift for the king of Venice. But I did not stay long. I, who was accustomed to the Sultan's court, being asked to live among sailors? Out of the question.
How did you come to be with the Osmans?
By complete chance. In Venice, I joined an expedition that was heading to India, but we were attacked by pirates. Fortunately, I was saved by Sultan Bayezid's warship, though it did not seem like good fortune at the time. You must understand that there are not many of my countrymen among the Osmans. The last time was probably in the days of Musa. But the Sultan soon found out that I had lived among Europeans, and I could talk to all the envoys who came to him. So I became useful.
So why didn't you stay there?
Because we were about to be overwhelmed by the Golden Horde, led by the butcher named Timur. I had quite enough of war in Granada. So when envoys from Hungary came to the Sultan, I managed to persuade them to take me away with them.
What's Sigismund's court like?
I would also like to know that, my friend. But I am stuck here. One would think that the king would value physicians and sages who have traveled the world. But no. He did not even make me his personal physician. He prefers to trust your quacks and sent me here.
It's reckless to speak about Sigismund like that.
I do not think so, my friend, since it is unlikely you will ever get a chance to complain to him.
Why did you leave your country of birth?
That is a very personal question. And we are not that well acquainted. Not now.
I'm new to the camp. Could you show me around, if you don't have too much work?
Well, I suppose it will be all right. At least I can practice your language. You use some strange phrases, but that does not matter now. Let us... So, as you have no doubt realized, this is my infirmary. One part for operating on the wounded, another for the sick, my alchemist bench, a tub of water. Nothing out of the ordinary. Come on. Let us walk outside. I am sorry that I cannot show you more, but I am sure you understand that there is not much to see. One is almost ashamed to call it an infirmary. Do you not think?
That's true. I thought King Sigismund would take better care of his wounded men.
Unfortunately for them, my friend, I suppose he has bigger problems than keeping his army healthy and fighting fit.
It's lucky he sent an expert like you here, though.
Was that praise or an insult? I cannot tell. I do not think it fortunate in any case. Someone with my knowledge, and all I do is treat diarrhea and broken bones.
Well, a camp like this is a waste of your abilities. An uneducated orderly could take care of the handful of sick people here.
And you would like to take over from me? Hmm? I could find another job, though it is true that you do not seem to be any great sage. I suppose you do not know what a real infirmary should look like. But do not worry. There are more cheerful places in the camp. I am sure something will take your fancy. This part of the camp is mainly for humans. So if you are looking for one, he will be either here or near the bathhouse. We will take a look there too. Do not worry. Over there is the pen where they used to have tournaments, until the captains banned them. But that is a long story. Speaking of the captains here, do you know who is in charge overall?
I've no idea.
You should put that right then. What if you come across one of the commanders and bump into him by mistake? He might have your back flayed by a cane. I would not like to have to stitch you back together. The camp as a whole is run by Sir Grozav or Borumlaka. That is a village somewhere in Transylvania, as far as I know. He is an interesting man, I'm sure. But he has a lot of trouble with the camp. So he tends to be, as you say, grumpy. Then there are the Cumans, who are commanded in battle by Cheritan. You will not meet him very often. He often has meetings with the king himself, in Sedlets. He is not a very cheerful man, but he seems a fair-minded commander to me. And he is an outstanding archer, it seems. How about you and archery, my friend?
Well, I don't want to boast, but I'm a pretty good archer. I would happily take on your Chertan.
Really? That sounds like a spectacle that I would perhaps even pay to watch. Perhaps. Although I successfully avoid weapons, I have to admit that archery is not just a skill. It is an art. Well, there is enough of that. What were we talking about?
You were telling me about the commanders here.
Ah, yes. The camp captains. As I said, Sir Grozav commands the camp, but Chertan commands in battle. And the third one joined us a few weeks ago. Dietrich Katz, with his Prague artillery regiment. It is a pity you will not be staying for longer. Dietrich is good to talk to, if he is not drinking too much. And over there is our bathhouse. It is not a sight for sore eyes, my friend. I mean, the women, of course. Not this filthy place. Ah, a man should keep reminding himself that zina, what you call fornication, is a shameful deed, opening a road to other evils. By the way, what about you and women, my friend?
Well, there's one here I think about. But I'd rather not talk about that.
Why? Are you afraid that I will steal her from you?
No, it's not that, but... Well, I'm still not sure if she likes me as much as I like her.
I am sure she does. You will see. That is the way of the world. Our Lord Allah, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, creates us in pairs and grants us love in our hearts, so that we may love another.
So are you married, sir? Since you say how wonderful it is.
No, not yet. What woman would want to spend her life traveling with me? But being single does not permit sinning with any girl who takes your fancy. Remember that. Fortunately, a man can help himself in his hour of need. At least if he thereby prevents a worse sin. By the way, your chosen one. Is she pretty?
To hell with beauty. She's kind, and she likes me. That's the main thing.
Ah, you have chosen wisely, my friend. So, in this part of the camp, you see the tents of various mercenaries from Germany, Poland, Hungary. In short, everyone who came to fill their pockets. You can have items repaired by the smith, and if you're hungry, the kitchen is over there. The food will please you more than me, I think. Treating meat in that way. I simply cannot eat it. Do you know where the food is truly great? In Granada. So much fruit, sweet pastries, fish. In one banquet, the cooks use more spices than your entire country in a year.
You've been to Granada?
In the court of Sultan Muhammad VII himself. That is where I became a physician. That was when Granada was attacked by Martin Yanez de la Barbuda. And I did not want to die in some battle. So I found a safer way to be useful. You know, I have done a lot of traveling, my friend. From Timbuktu to Mecca. And from Granada to Venice. And now, here. But nowhere has the food been worse than here.
What do you dislike about the food here so much?
I hope I have not offended you. It is not your fault, really. How can a cook make something good when no pepper, cinnamon, or grains of paradise grow here? But your country is beautiful, all the same. And up here is where Katz's company of Parte artillerymen are billeted. To the great displeasure of everyone else in the camp, I must say. You can see why. It is the best spot, right next to the captains. And when it rains, all the filth runs downhill to the Cumans and mercenaries areas. Here is the pillory. May Allah, the compassionate, ensure you never end up in it. And if you go around the hill, you will come to the camp shooting range. I recommend visiting it. The Cumans must be born with a bow in their hands. But I will not escort you that far, my friend. I do not like to leave the infirmary unattended for long. Alaka Anben.
Such a no.
Get out!
No.
I saw an arena in the camp.
Firstly, I would not call it a tournament. Rather, not even a chogan is so terrible. And, to answer your question, there will not be any.
Why did they ban the tourneys?
Because it went too far. Instead of matching skills, people settle scores with each other. Since the tournament was banned, I have a lot less work with mending fractures.
What did you mean by mindless hacking?
Merely dumb violence for its own sake. It is not chivalrous like Pharisea.
What does that mean?
Pharisea, the skill set where I come from. Every fighter must be able to ride a horse and take care of its injuries and illnesses. In addition, he should also be able to hold his own when fighting with a spear and a sword. And of course, and above all, he must not be a coward.
Pharisea sounds to me like the chivalry of every good knight. Maybe with the exception of that horse medicine of yours.
Really?
But a good Christian knight should also know how to dance, play chess, and write poetry.
Very interesting. It is a pity. I have not met many like that. Those are all true wisdoms. Also in the name of Allah.
What's that chogan, then?
A riding game. Very hard and dangerous. 2 teams of riders with wooden mallets try to get a leather ball into the opponent's goal. Whoever does so more times wins.
And what's so dangerous about that?
When the mallet lands on your head. In any case, nothing teaches you how to ride a horse better than Shogun.
Sit. Stay.
You're always welcome here.
Are you the one they call Black?
Aye.
But I need to talk to you.
And I need something for the pain. Cover.
Tell me exactly what's wrong with you.
My belly hurts. It's killing me. It's from the fucking pig swill they give us to eat here.
Maybe. Do you remember what the last thing you ate was?
What do you think? Some cold, watery slop.
Try and think about it again. I need to know details. Maybe someone wanted to poison you. But then again, maybe you did it yourself. Did you try and spice up that slop from the kitchen by adding something to it?
Jesus Christ, you're right. One fella brought some mushrooms from the forest. They looked fine, so we cut them up and added them to it. Do you think they were poisonous? They looked harmless. And when we put them in the food, it was fit to eat.
It's obvious. You've eaten poisonous mushrooms. If you want relief, you need an antidote. The sooner the better.
But I can barely move. Oh, please. Bring it here to me.
I have something for you that...
Thank you. Oh, I can feel it bubbling and gurgling inside me.
Well, are you better now?
Not yet.
No. To look at you, I'd say you're as fit as a fiddle. You're not as white as you were, Black.
I still feel like I got run over by a team of oxen, though. It'll be all right once I get a good meal in me. So, what did you want?
It's about Victoria, the girl from Miskovitz.
Christ almighty. That woman won't leave me alone. Now she sent someone to try and change my mind?
Well, I didn't come to change your mind. Why would I do that?
Well, she's tried practically everything. Complaining, screeching, threats, tears, but none of it worked.
And what was she trying to achieve?
Look, we had a bit of fun once or twice, but that was it. She just didn't get it.
Victoria's missing. Her house is empty, and no one knows where she's gone.
What do you mean she's missing? Wait. Seriously?
As if the earth opened up and swallowed her. Seeing as you two used to meet up, you might have some idea where to look for her.
She didn't tell anyone? Not even the blacksmith's wife?
There was a pool of blood on the floor. I was shocked when I went into the hearth room.
She often said she didn't know what she'd do if I left. But I thought it was just the kind of...
But what were you expect? She's already in a tough situation, and you just made it worse. Get off your ass and do something.
I can't just prance right out of the camp. Unlike you. Not for small clearing in the forest, where there's a pair of big birches. She might be there.
Good. I'll look there. But I'm doing it...
I know. But bring her a tell her she's a stupid cow. I didn't force her to do anything, and now she's crying over...
Try and think it over a bit. It might not just be Victoria's life at stake here. Could you live with yourself, knowing you could have done something, but just couldn't be bothered to help her?
Could have. He's right. So tell her I'll... And if she wants, she can stay here. I'm sure they'll find work for a woman here.
Now that sounds like a man talking. I'm gonna see her now. I hope it's not...
I think I need to stay lying down.
May God give you health, sir.
Nice sword. I'm not surprised they're fighting over it. To make the same won't be easy. Burning. This one's gonna need some more work.
my friend. Greetings to you, friend.
All finished.
God be with you, my friend.
Good day.
That should do it. That should do it. That's one sharp blade. That's more like it. Done. No one will ever know it's a replica.
A large beer for me.
I brought you that sword, just as you wanted.
And what about Basan? Did you leave a replica in its place?
Of course. Everything is taken care of.
Fantastic. Hurry up, give me that sword.
Here you go.
The Absolver. It's finally mine. Isn't it beautiful?
Very. But now, about my reward.
What? Ah, you are right. Well, here is your reward, just as we agreed.
Thank you very much. And if you ever have any more work for me...
I'd rather not, friend. Take care. Farewell.
Ka! Ka! Quick! Ka! 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 Ka!
Little child, and rest thee here beneath the trees, rest thee here among the leaves, where bird song calls you to bed. Why, my darling little one.
You're Victoria, right?
And who are you?
No one important. Well, it all started like this. I was supposed to bring you some horseshoes, but then...
I'm not interested in any damn horseshoes.
Wait, though. In short, I'm Henry. Black sent me to talk to you. Oh, and so did Martha from Miskovitz. They're worried something happened to you because you vanished all of a sudden. I'll accompany you back home. All right?
I don't want to go back there. Nothing good ever happened to me in that house. I want to stay with my Black. Where is he? Why didn't he come himself?
Because he's lying in the infirmary. But you don't need to worry. He'll be all right soon. I know what happened to you. I was at your house and saw... well, everything. I'm sorry, but this is no solution.
You have no idea what's going on. You don't know me at all.
Then tell me what happened. Maybe I can help you somehow. After all, talking about it will help you feel better. Things aren't as bad as they seem.
Well, you already know that me and Black used to meet. But he changes his mind like the wind. First he says he wants to be with me, then that he's a soldier of the king and serving him as his priority. There's gossip in the village that I'm the camp whore who'll sleep with anyone for a handful of grain. Whenever I left to go up there, they'd shout at me not to come back. And then I found out that I'm with child.
And Black is the father of your child?
Of course. The villagers think I sleep with half the camp, but it can't be anyone else's but his, as God as my witness.
And that blood on the floor in your house?
I was desperate. I picked some herbs to make a decoction to get rid of it, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I said to myself, I'd rather die with my child than kill it and go on living.
So you cut yourself?
Yes, with a knife. I cut myself once or twice, but once I felt the pain and saw the blood, I came to my senses. I wiped off the blood with an apron and my skirt, but it was everywhere. I couldn't bear to look at it, so I ran away. Here.
Thanks for confiding in me. You've had a difficult time.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Please tell me what you know about my Black.
Well, Black has manned up and promised he'll take care of you. That is, both of you.
Really? And I was beginning to worry he'd forgotten about me. Or worse, I've already lost one man in life. If another one left me, I'd think I was cursed.
You aren't. I'm certain. Life is complicated sometimes. That's just the way it is. But it looks like you'll have a happy ending.
I won't have to live hand to mouth anymore and do the worst jobs imaginable. Maybe I'll finally have a family.
I wish you all the best. May God be with you.
And with you too, Henry. Thank you.
Come here.
Is that you? I thought I recognized you.
You look familiar, too.
It's me, Odolin von Wotitz. You gave me a few groschen to help me on my way.
Ah, now I remember. You were being held hostage by the League of Lords.
That's correct.
How did you make it home?
I checked out a couple of wayside inns and got lucky. With the little money I had, I finally found a caravan. The carter didn't mind hosting a lowlife on his wagon, as long as he was getting paid for his trouble. He dropped me off a short distance from Wotitz, and I walked the rest of the way.
What brings you back to Kuttenberg? And with a retinue at that?
My father and I won't let them get away with what they did to me. Let's say we're on our way to scope out the land of some acquaintances of ours.
Well, you're gonna settle a score.
And who knows? We might just run into someone important and take him on a visit to our place. We've already fixed up a nice room with a solid lock. Would you like to see it?
No, I'd rather not.
I was just teasing. It's all set up for someone else.
I have to get going. I'm glad you're all right.
Wait a moment. You helped me, and I won't forget that. Here, take your money back, so we're even. And I have something else for you here. I think it might come in handy. A fine weapon. Dependable. It's felled a few deer in its time, and it would put a decent hole in a man too. If you ever needed to defend yourself.
My word. Thanks.
I bid you safe travels.
Same to you.
You silly doggy.
Good boy.
Ka! Ka!
Whoa! Whoa!
At your service, sir. You're up early. What'll it be?
I brought you the hunting sword.
That quick? And where did you forge it? I didn't see you.
Does it matter?
It would make for a piss-poor competition. Who knows? Maybe you went to a blacksmith in Kuttenberg and had him forge it for you.
What sort of person do you think I am? I'm no fraud.
All right. Don't get all riled up. Let's call Matthias over and see who the better blacksmith is. Well then, let's see what you made.
Feast your eyes.
What about you, Matthias?
Here it is, Master.
Let's see here. That's impossible. Such balance. I'm sorry, Matthias, but his sword is better.
What?
Listen, lad. You're wasting your talent here. If you're ever in Kuttenberg, ask for Nicholas Crondell. He's the best armorsmith in the region. He might take you on as his apprentice.
Thanks for the advice. But where's my prize?
Here's your money.
Thank you kindly, Master. And you, give me the sword.
What? Forget it. That blade of yours will fall apart any moment anyway. It may look nice, but if we're fighting with them, I'd slice you to ribbons.
Very well. If you want to get your ass kicked on top of all that, I'll be happy to oblige.
Don't get too cocky now. We'll see who'll be picking their teeth up off the ground.
Break a leg, Matthias.
I'll kill you.
Huh?
Ah! Mercy! Spare me!
We're done here.
Did you really have to come and rub it in my face like that? I know I lost.
You may know it, but you haven't paid. I believe you were supposed to give me your sword.
Here, choke on it.
Nothing special. But maybe I'll get a few groschen for it.
I hope someone stabs you with it.
What will it... Come on now.
All right. Done.
Oh, you pooch.